we're coming up on the fourth anniversary of the day of Retribution, but yet people still cannot stop talking about Elliot Rodger. They are constantly using him to, push whatever agenda they want to. It's a rant against misogyny, it's because a rant against gun control, against the NRA, against, violent video games, or whatever. You name it, and Elliot Rodger has been used to push it. What people tend to forget is that, they say it was because of, misogyny and all that stuff, but 4 of the 6 victims that died that day were men. Some people want to blame guns. Yeah, but that doesn't take into account the fact that 3 of Elliot Rodger's, over half, 3, which is half of the fatalities, occurred with a knife, at the edge of a knife rather than the barrel of a gun, nor does it address the fact that he attempted to kill people with his vehicle, a BMW coupe. Now we are moving on to the 4th anniversary of the day of Retribution, and lately people are labeling Elliot Rodger as alt-right. And it's like people want to say he was alt-right, but he really wasn't. Yeah, he had this weird political ideology according to his autobiography, My Twisted World. I know people call it a manifesto, but it really wasn't. It was an autobiography. Anyway, he was misogynistic, he was racist, but he really wasn't alt-right. Some people would want to link him to the men's rights groups, and throughout his manifesto, My Twisted World, all 137 to 140 pages worth of it, he never mentions men's rights, nor does he mention, nor did he even like a men's rights page on YouTube or anything. And he spouted off racist stuff against blacks, Hispanics, Asians, which is funny because he was half Asian, Indians, you name it, and pretty much anybody who wasn't white. And he also had a fetish for blonde white girls. And he always talks about them admiringly. He'll mention brunettes occasionally, but it's pretty rare throughout the manifesto. Anyway, Elliot Rodger was not a he did not believe in male supremacy. He did not believe in white supremacy. He believed in Elliot Rodger supremacy. He believed that the world should be controlled by him or someone like him, according to his writings. He did want to put all women in concentration camps and have them all starve to death, according to the epilogue, which is the part that could be considered, a manifesto. Anyhow, he states that he is a god, the supreme gentleman, the true alpha male, and he wants not only revenge against women, he wants revenge against the men who women choose over him. I mean, he was a misanthrope, pure and simple. He hated humanity. That's a very common trait among these spree killers. Elliot Rodger's killing spree, it's not unique, and it's very unimpressive, really. He only killed 6 people. Compare that to the kill tallies of Omar Mantine or Stephen Paddock or Nicholas Cruz, Adam Lanza, Jesse Holmes. There's so many spree killers that have gotten way more impressive kill tallies. And not to mention that Virginia Tech guy, I can't remember, Cho, I can't remember the rest of his name. But anyway, it's just, people, this guy was just became a YouTube sensation overnight. He never got to see the fruits of his labors because, of course, he blew his brains out in a car in Santa Barbara after a 10-minute drive-by shooting rampage that lasted about 10 minutes. And, you know, Elliot Rodger was not alt-right. Most people don't even know what the alt-right really is. I made a video about what the alt-right, about the alt-right being explained to you, and you can check it out if you want. But the fact of the matter is that was Elliot Rodger's racist? Yes. Was he a misogynist? Yes. Was he a white supremacist who believed that white people should rule the world? No. He believed Elliot Rodger should rule the world. And he absolutely hated the fact that the world would not give him the recognition, significance, and worship that he felt he deserved. He did not feel the white race deserved to be worshipped. He believed he deserved to be worshipped and should subjugate everybody else. He has numerous fantasies throughout his manifesto, throughout his autobiography, My Twisted World. And throughout it all, he fantasizes about multiple times where he is in charge of the world. And I was thinking, oh God, here it comes, the harem full of sex slaves. And guess what? It never, ever does. He wants to put women into extermination camps and all that crap. And, yeah, he's not interested in having a bunch of sex slaves that he can force to have sex with him. He just wants to kill a bunch of women. And, as it turns out, he wanted to kill a lot of men, too. And he mentions that multiple times and throughout his manifesto. He just hated humanity. And, see, in his mind, he was infallible, and he had narcissistic personality disorder, obviously. Probably there was a lot more than that going on, like delusions of grandeur, you know, antisocial personality disorder, maybe autism or social anxiety. There's a whole alphabet soup of diagnoses or labels or whatever you want to call them that you could just slap on this guy. And people are going to be doing that for a very long time. I mean, he perpetuated himself into internet immortality, basically. And that's exactly what he wanted. And again, despite his really unimpressive killing spree, he has done an excellent job of being immortalized. I mean, he will be a sensation forever. He was not alt-right. He was not, you know, all of this crap. He was entitled. He believed that he was superior. He was delusional, and he was full of hate, and he hated humanity. The fact that he was racist or misogynistic or whatever does not surprise me, nor should it surprise anyone. Because it's just a subdivision. It's a branch of the tree that is his misanthropic views. He was not alt-right. He had his own ideology and all that stuff. He wanted a whole bunch of crap done to create a world that was perfect for him. And it was just that simple. It had nothing to do with men's rights or anything like that. It had to do with the glorification of Elliot. And he even thought to himself, if I can't have them, no one will. I'd imagine thinking to myself. So eventually he went and got his guns and his knives and his BMW coupe and just killed a bunch of people. Well, not a bunch of people. He killed 6 people and injured a few others. And then he killed himself for a total of 7. Anyway, he failed at a lot of things. He failed at picking up women. He failed at socially. He failed at getting a job. And he really sucked at, you know, the massacring and slaughtering unarmed people. He couldn't even do that right. But the one thing he could do right was make himself infamous. And he did it very, very well. He succeeded beyond probably his wildest dreams. And he is now the subject of memes. He is now the subject of videos like this one. People are still talking about him, writing articles, and not just amateur YouTubers like myself. I mean, people that are big are still writing and talking about this guy, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. Anyway, he was not all right. He was Elliot. He was just an Elliot Rodger supremacist who believed that Elliot Rodger should be king of the world, and was furious that the world would not treat him like the God King that he felt he was. Just read the last 20 pages of his manifesto. It's really insane. I'm not asking you to read the whole thing, but if nothing else, read the last 20 pages. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, I have many YouTube videos about Elliot Rodger, and if you want, you can check them out in the description box below. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And for now, peace and goodwill to all men and women. See y'all later.